Look at this cat. You look so funny. Oh, big yawn. Why is it when I call you out on video, you just yawn immediately? Are you bored with the content? Feel free to sit back and relax. Grab you a beverage, whether that be coffee, water, whatever it may be. We're going to be playing some Call of Duty with some special star space variants and talking about the total solar eclipse that I traveled and vlogged over in Dallas, Texas, and I got to see it alongside my dad and a bunch of other pilots. I went to FlightSafety, which is a place for a bunch of aviation training with jets, planes, you know, the people who fly the stuff. That's exactly how they do it too. Let me do my intro. I have my coffee mug for just such an occasion. We're gonna talk about this. Hey y'all, it's Butters. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day, full of positivity and happiness as always. And for today's video, can we also shout out the apparel really quick? This is Valkyrie's line, the Total Eclipse apparel that she came out with a while ago. This is probably my favorite creator apparel that I've ever owned in my entire life. It is so cool, and it only makes sense to wear for this video, you know? I definitely want to record this video and talk about the total solar eclipse because actually back in 2017 there was a total solar eclipse that went over, I think, Tennessee, Kentucky, kind of over a little bit north of Georgia. I think Atlanta had about 90% totality or something, but I was actually in Statesboro where I was in college. I went outside, I vlogged the experience, I looked up in the sky and said, wow, it's cloudy, and didn't see anything, and I was extremely disappointed. But this year, I was not gonna miss out on this total solar eclipse. Let's talk about it. And we're gonna be grinding some camels while we do it. Hey, post-production Butters here. Just thought I'd pop in and let you guys know. So I am drinking some G Fuel. My G Fuel code is 30% off at the moment. So I just wanna let you know if you wanna stock up on some G Fuel, feel free. If you want to, don't have to. Obviously, I just, you could save some money. Y'all know me, I am drinking some Starfruit at the moment, but my top 4 flavors are Starfruit, which is my flavor. I picked it myself. Black on Blackberry, Rainbow Sherbet, and Watermelon. So I highly recommend all of these flavors. Also, Starfruit and Watermelon mixed together, phenomenal. So I want to let y'all know, use code Butters if you want to save some money. That's all. Okay, on to the video. Actually, Starfruit is quite suitable for this video because we're talking about the moon. And the stars are friends with the moon. Wow, Hannah. On to the video. Good flavor though. I do want to show you guys something that I got today. I did see my dad, we went out for lunch, and he actually found an old flight jacket of his. My dad's collected quite a bit of aviation apparel over the years, and this is one of them that I'm kind of obsessed with. He knew I would like it. He knows I like wearing red. On the corner here, it says Saberliner Corporation. It's embroidered, it has a jet on it. Saberliner, I believe, is a line of business jets, if I'm correct. I have a soft spot for aviation apparel, so I'm really excited that he gave me this. Thanks, Dad. I'm gonna wear this quite a bit. It's nice and lightweight. Anyways, let's hop into the video game. Let's talk about the solar eclipse. Let me show you my vlog footage of it. And of course, let's play some Call of Duty. Why do I hear music? What is going on? My settings reset, I think. I'm on mouse? No, I'm a controller player. I'm on 4. Oh my gosh. I think I play dynamic. You guys have asked for a settings video? Well, here you go. This is probably as good as it's gonna get. No more music. Thank you. Hey, post-production Butters here. I don't know what I was on, but this music is sick. I didn't even get a chance to listen to it. I was just mad it was turned on for whatever reason. I'm such an angry gamer. I usually turn off the lobby music because I record YouTube videos, but listen. It's so good. Calm down, Hannah. Anyways, here we are back with some Call of Duty. Of course, I had to pick the space operator to talk about the eclipse. And we're also going to be using some space variants. Are you kidding me? Is this not just perfect for the topic of today's video? I don't even know what challenges I have to go for this. What? Should I get gilded on this? Maybe. We'll use this for a bit, and if we do get bored, I do also have a class that has 2 more space variants on it. This one and this one. Beautiful. It's actually quite ironic because I'm actually terrified of space. I'm pretty sure it's a phobia at this point. I like stars and sparkles and it's cool looking. As long as my feet are on the ground on planet Earth, I'm good. Anyways, let's hop into, I don't know, hardcore maybe? Oh, I forgot this game mode's out. Happy Celebration Day to those who have decided to ascend. It is an April holiday. I'm sure you know what day it is. Pemberton Mosh Pit, wow. I have been here before. I have competitive integrity. Go. So like I said, back in 2017, I didn't get a chance to see the total solar eclipse, even though the path of totality was relatively close to my home, in Atlanta that is, but I was in college in Statesboro, so I didn't get to see anything, and it was a cloudy day. I was so sad. There's a video on my channel. Don't go looking for it. It's an old video and probably pretty cringe. I haven't seen it in years. I have motion blur on. My field of view is, oh my gosh, what happened? Should be everything. That looks like the Call of Duty I know. Look at this variant. Look at the sparkles. I love it. I love it. Look at the stars. When I heard that the total solar eclipse was going to be going over the center of America, essentially from, I think, Texas to Maine, Is that what it was? I live in Atlanta. I'm based in Georgia. I was not in the path of totality, but I figured this might be a once in a lifetime opportunity. I would like to travel for this, so you know what? I'm gonna do it. Why not? It was a very spur of the moment decision. Totally worth it, might I add. We are losing. We have 1 point. But the thing is, there are a bunch of eclipse chasers. Who shot me? Was it you? Rude. There are eclipse chasers that do chase the eclipse. It is in the name. And I wasn't sure where I wanted to go in the country. My first choice was Dallas, but I thought that might be a really popular spot. I don't know if I can get a hotel, but it just so happens that my dad texted me and said, hey, I'm gonna be in Dallas for flight training. If you want to crash in the hotel room and take up the couch. I said, well, that's a done deal. Let me book my ticket. We have 3 points. We have to get it together. Objective player. Somebody has to do it, apparently. This game is lasting no time. I don't even have time to get to the objective. I have an LMG. Defeat. Can I at least sit on the objective? There's only 4 of us left on the team. Hey, good game. What happened to my COD overnight? Why did my settings reset? Why did I just get put in that? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Next game, ultra base. And so it was time to travel. I did do a little bit of vlogging while I was traveling.
Greece is like the worst map they've ever made.
Well, then leave. I'll on you while eating Cheez-Its.
I admire this guy's dedication to Greece and the Call of Duty grind. And Cheez-Its.
I didn't know that guy was...
Look at the sparkles. I love that.
Bro, I got stunned.
What in the anime protagonist? No, I gotta get the 3 kills without releasing the trigger. It'd be so much easier in hardcore. Anyways, Eclipse. I did get a little bit of vlog footage as I was traveling out to Dallas to watch the Total Solar Eclipse. I didn't know where I was gonna view it when I got there. I just kind of figured I'm gonna fly out. I'll just go sit on a hotel balcony. I don't care, wherever I can watch it. Actually, you know what's kind of funny? When I went to go book my flight for the trip, I just booked it without a plan. I said, I'm just gonna be in Dallas for it. I'm gonna figure it out when I get there. I texted my dad saying, hey, I booked my flight. See you in Dallas. And he said, did you check the weather? No, I did not check the weather. There was a chance of scattered thunderstorms the day of the total solar eclipse. And my heart sank, but I decided to keep to it. I said, you know what? Maybe the clouds will be wispy enough and I'll be able to see through them. If I go and I only see the total darkness, I still think it'll be worth it, even if I don't see the actual eclipse itself. Because apparently during a total solar eclipse, nature gets very confused. When it gets dark for a very split second, the frogs and the crickets and the animals all go silent because they say, wait, are we supposed to be up right now? This doesn't make any sense. So it's silent. But I said I'm not gonna cancel my flight. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna at least say I tried. Why won't they go in the window? I have a sneaking suspicion as to why. What? Are you serious? Please go into my crosshairs. I need to get this camo. I flew out a day before the eclipse. I actually met my dad at the airport. My dad was already scheduled to be there for a week for flight safety training, so it was just meant to be for me to go and travel there. My dad didn't know about the total solar eclipse happening. He just had to be in town for flight safety training. He has to do that as a pilot. But I asked him, are you excited for the eclipse? He said, hey, I mean, I guess. I'm a pilot. I see cool things in the sky all the time, but like, yeah, sure, I guess, whatever. He wasn't all that excited about it. It's okay, Dad, you can say it. This is one of the worst challenges. Look at me. Look at me. Where were you? Like I said, I didn't have a set plan on where I was going to view the eclipse. However, I was invited to come check out the flight safety training facility. I forgot I can also track these challenges. So I'm going to track this and we're going to head into some hardcore really quick if that's agreeable. Wow. I do want to give a huge shout out to Flight Safety, which just so happens to be my favorite coffee mug that I have. I had to get a lot of approval to go to flight safety. They had to take my passport, but I actually got to tour the flight safety facility, which was so cool. I got to talk to quite a few pilots as well. I met a pilot who flew for Waffle House. Did you know Waffle House has a flight department? Dad goes, yeah, tell her who you used to fly for. He said, oh yeah, I used to fly for Waffle House. I said, you flew for Waffle House? He goes, yeah, Waffle. He says, yeah, they've got probably 3 pilots right now. They're pretty cool. I said, you flew for Waffle House? That's amazing. Come on. Anybody? Any takers? Cool. What? Do we got a problem, teammate? Anybody, please? Yes! Let's go. Nice. Gilded! Oh, let's go! Nice! We did that! That's great! I think for the sake of this video, we're gonna use the other space variants just because we gotta keep it to the theme, you know? But long story short, I actually got to tour the entirety of flight safety, which was amazing. I got to go down all the hallways. They had all sorts of artwork and diagrams and quotes from the years of flight safety being established, which I believe was 1951. If you really think about it, science is amazing, especially flight science, which would be aviation. It does have a name. Cool. Okay, I got to meet a whole bunch of pilots and talk to a bunch of them, and my dad introduced me and said, hey, she's a gamer, that's her profession, that's her career. And the pilots followed up and said, oh my gosh, that's so cool. I said, well, thank you, but honestly, you play a way cooler video game than I do, let's be real. Post-production butters here. On the topic of pilots, I forgot to mention, I feel like most of us know Microsoft Flight Simulator, right? I of course asked the pilots if they have played Microsoft Flight Simulator. I asked 5 or 6 pilots and all of them said no, but 3 of them said, find Todd, he's the one who plays it. So Todd, I never found him. But Todd, if you're watching this video, you are representing us gamers. Thank you so much. I'm sure you're great at Microsoft Flight Simulator. By the way, on a totally separate note, I was told by multiple pilots that there is a strong need for drone pilots. So gamers, if you're looking for a career path, I'm just saying, take this as a sign. Pilot, air traffic controller, drone pilots especially, take it as a sign. It was so cool and extremely special to be able to see the flight safety school that my dad's been training at for 30 plus years. So I'm just so excited that I got to do that. Flight Safety, thank you so much for having me. And also Dad, thanks for letting me crash with you to see the total solar eclipse. You're the best dad ever. But you know that. Anyways, on to the solar eclipse, which we're here for. There was a flyer in the front office that said, hey, eclipse is happening at this time. Pilots, go watch it. We all went outside to watch it. I did take my camera, which I was using the Sony RX100. I wasn't pointing this directly at the total solar eclipse unless it was totality, because I obviously don't want to fry the lens or any sensors or anything. I don't know how cameras work. I don't want to break it. When it was still extremely bright out, but the moon was moving in front of the sun, I did film this by taking the solar eclipse glasses and putting it in front of the lens and then filming through that. So some of the footage is gonna seem orange because I was using the glasses. And it was a cloudy day, but the clouds were pretty thin. You could still see through it pretty well. I had my fingers and toes crossed. I said, please let me be able to see this eclipse. May the clouds part in my favor. In this clip, I wasn't using the eclipse glasses in front of the camera. I figured it's dark enough. I don't think it's gonna damage it, but you can see it slowly starting to form. It's just a sliver of the sun left. And honestly, alongside the clouds, it looks really magical, but wait until you see it during the eclipse. We're almost to totality here. You can see it barely forming. And here we are with the totality. You can even see the pink around the sun, and then the clouds come through and it's gone. It looks like it's on fire with the clouds. This was so magical and so incredible. Even the pink around the sun there, do you see that? That is a rare solar phenomena. I looked this up too. This is called a solar prominence. They are these large looping plasma structures that are on the sun's surface and they can remain there for weeks or months. The fact that we can see that without using a telescope or anything, we can just see that with the naked eye is freaking amazing. But the more I watch this total solar eclipse, it looks like it's on fire. It gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And this made the trip so worth it. It was beautiful. And that's all, folks. It's dark. Solar eclipse? It's cool. I eventually stopped recording so that I could take it in for myself. We only had about 4 minutes of totality, which, believe it or not, is an extremely long time for totality. I think the one in 2017 was about 2 minutes of totality, depending on where you were. And something that made this experience so unifying was that all of the pilots and everybody working in the building were able to step out and watch the total solar eclipse. And in the background, I just heard people going, whoa, oh my gosh. And these people see cool things in the sky all the time. They're flying planes, they're flying jets, they see sunrises, sunsets, cool cloud formations, they see everything in the sky, and we all got to experience something so rare. And I got to experience it with my dad. It was an amazing experience, it really was. Once the totality was over, the moon moved out of the way of the sun, everything became bright again, and things continued accordingly, as per usual. That was really... I can't even find words for it. It was so worth the trip. I just looked at all the pilots after and said, yeah, That was so worth flying in from Atlanta for. Absolutely. There was one pilot that said, "You flew in for this?" I said, "Yeah, look at the footage I got on my camera." He said, "Yo, let me see." He showed me the footage that he got on his phone, which, you know, looks good, but it's not quite the same as getting it on a camera. So he was enthralled with the video that I got. He said, "This was amazing. This was so cool. I hope I get to experience another one in my life." Let me get back in the car. Why? I said, "Well, it just so happens that there is going to be one in 2026 over Iceland." And he said, "Wait a minute. I could see the northern lights and the total solar eclipse." I said, "Yeah, you could. And let me tell you, you're in the right business if you want to travel." He said, "You're right. I think I might have made my 2026 plans." Oh, I also forgot to mention, I got lunch while I was over at FlightSafety. I had a sandwich, but the cafeteria had a plane in the middle. There's just planes everywhere, which makes sense, obviously. It was a plane observing us eat from above. Also, I want to talk about my coffee mug really quick. Okay. Do you guys know what this is? This coffee mug has been in my family for 20 to 25 years. My family was gonna donate this. I said, no, give me that. I asked my dad, "What the heck is this?" It is a flight simulator. I said, "That's a flight simulator? That is abstract art. What do you mean that's a flight sim? What does that even mean?" "That don't look like a plane at all, Dad." And now the age-old mystery has been solved ever since going to FlightSafety. I just about ran in the corner. I am not locked into COD at all. I'm sorry. I finally learned what a flight simulator was when I went to FlightSafety. And I was allowed to get footage of it too, which is so exciting. I could not take pictures of the inside though. I was told big no on that. Did you see that breacher drone? I think he could have used a little bit of flight safety training. He just went in a straight path and he crashed. Not ideal, not safe. That is not flight safety. That operator looks not clothed from afar. Yeah, those pants, yeah, okay, moving on. Actually, this yellow shirt and the red suspenders are giving me a little bit of Misty from Pokemon. That's not right. Check out the flight simulators. I had to get properly checked in and screened and escorted, but I got to see this big old warehouse of what seems to be these boxes on tripods. They're hydraulic tripod leg looking things. I said, "What is going on?" My dad said, "Yep, those are flight simulators. We have days where we go in and we fly for 2 hours at a time." The outside portion of the flight simulator was made of what I would assume to be plane material, you know, the metal outside of a plane. But seeing it in the shape of a square is so intriguing. And then seeing it on legs like that, I said, "How does it work?" And I actually got to see one in action where the hydraulics, essentially, the flight simulator kind of bounces around like this as if it's in the air. It's supposed to simulate turbulence. And apparently, as a part of your flight safety training, these simulators will sometimes go really sporadic. You will hit some crazy turbulence, which obviously is a great way to train pilots, right? Because that's what actually happens when you're flying planes. We walked past one of the warehouse rooms that had a bunch of flight simulators lined up, and you could see one of the simulators actually being used and being flown at the time. You can see it just kind of bounce and bob around. You can see a little sporadic movement, but nothing crazy. My dad said, "Keep vlogging. They're gonna have sudden drops where they go, whoo!" And I kept vlogging, but I didn't catch any of that, unfortunately. I wish I did. He said during flight training, they throw you all sorts of curveballs, like what happens if the plane catches on fire? What happens if you have to do a water evacuation? What happens when you hit crazy turbulence like that? Absolutely intriguing, so cool. I got to sit inside of a flight simulator, which I can't show you guys. They told me that I was not allowed to film the inside or take pictures or anything. But when you go inside, it looks exactly like a cockpit. Oh no. But now that I've actually seen a flight simulator in person, I know what's on this mug. It makes sense. I'm sure I'm holding up a picture right now of what, you know, the flight simulator looks like, but there you go. Do you see it now? I now understand what a flight simulator looks like. I gotta turn on my FPS counter as well. I forgot to do that. Okay, well, I am playing the game and I'm getting FPS. And I can't wait to encounter more pilots in person who see my jacket and go, "Wait, what is that? Are you a pilot?" Oh, I forgot to mention, I dressed like a pilot when I got there. Well, not dressed like a pilot, but I wore a button-down shirt because I wanted to blend in. I was not about to show up looking like a gamer, okay? I was already bringing my camera, so I wanted to blend in as much as possible. But I think that's all I want to go ahead and talk about for today's video. If you guys are interested in total solar eclipses, the next one is going to be in 2026 over Iceland. The next one in America is going to be in 2045. If I remember the path correctly, it's going to be going over Georgia and Florida, especially Florida. I will be 50 by that point, and you know what? I will be so excited to view that solar eclipse. But that's all I want to talk about for today's video. Thanks for letting me kind of rant about something that I'm really passionate about. This trip was so unbelievably magical. It was incredible. I hope that the vlog footage shows at least a sliver of how magical it was. And I treat my YouTube channel like a diary. So this is a diary entry of, hey, Hannah, you did it. You saw that total solar eclipse and it was sick. But that's all I've got. Like, comment, please subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video, whatever I make. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I had to wear this sweatshirt. Can you believe it? I should have worn this to the total solar eclipse, but I'm also glad that I looked like a pilot I'm glad that I blended in. They didn't ask any questions. So actually, I forgot to mention, when I walked in, you have to buzz a key card to get in. I walked in behind somebody. They knew who I was, by the way, I should mention. But the front desk lady looks at me and goes, "Do you have your solar eclipse glasses?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "Good. Do you have your..." Just kept moving on from pilot to pilot, which was really funny. I like how that was the priority that day. So yeah, I'm glad that also people in the aviation scene also found it as fascinating as I did. So it was great. It was such an awesome experience. Okay, I'm going to go now. Bye. And I hope that you have a great day. And I hope that you have a great day. I don't know. Bye. Have a great day. Holy cow, Hannah ends the recording. I gotta go.